For reals, for reals. I am so sorry. Yeah, the first one we conked out because I didn't do that right. And I am going to start tagging people. So if you are joining us in the comments, you're gonna say if you're joining us, everyone. I know you guys hate the everyone tag. So it's not letting me do the everyone tag. Everyone. Okay, let's see. Everyone's at Motown Writers. Let me see if it gets that. Okay, Motown Writers. Everyone. Let me see if it gets everyone. I want everyone. Okay. If you're joining us, please post your literary challenges and successes for the last 30 days. This is gonna be a quick thing. I see you guys are viewing. Say hi, so forth. Let me turn this down on my phone so I can start tagging people. I'm going to give people probably about a minute to get in here so we can start getting this together. Oh, come on, fingers. Don't you hate that when you are trying to do stuff and your fingers are too big for the buttons? Just me. Probably just me. Okay. Yeah. So, let's see. I am trying to get to our live on my phone so we can start tagging people. There it is. And I gotta go by memory of who do I tag. It would be Vanessa, Stephanie, and thank you guys for your patience because, yeah, don't always work well for me. So, Michael, I know I want him, and of course, Andrea and Joyce. I know I'm gonna miss somebody, but for right now, oh yeah, Dr. Matthews. Okay, are watching. Hey, Darwin and Hubert and Rajet, how you doing? Okay, so we're gonna get started because it's a lot to do. So I'm gonna give you like a quick and dirty of a little bit of ChatGPT because somebody did. A couple of people asked me, well, how do you use it? How do you go through the thing of whether it's good or bad or evil or good, whatever. If you're just joining us, please go ahead and leave your literary challenges and successes for the last 30 days. So, yeah, I'm going to show you how I have used it for me. So, hold on, let me close my work in progress and that dashboard. Okay, so I do have it open over here, and I do have ChatGPT 4, so I'll be using that. But you can do almost the same thing. You can do the same thing in ChatGPT 3. I don't know if you'll get the awesome results that I get, but it'll come pretty darn close. So, oh yeah, Dr. Matthews. Let me go and tag Dr. Matthews while I'm at it. I gotta remember, how do I know I put, oh yeah, that's how I get it. And then I do that. So, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on how I use it. So for the past couple of, let me give you a breakdown. First, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I know everybody's coming in slowly but surely. And like I said, this is going to be a quick and dirty because we have a busy day ahead of us on 4 hours of sleep. Yes, we are. But good morning. Hey girl, how you doing? I haven't had my coffee yet, so bear with me. But I wanted to do this because I had gotten a lot of people who had asked me about ChatGPT. But like I said, I have a busy day today. We are going to be at the hustle and grind. I'll be arriving about 11 and setting up while everybody else is probably already setting up right now. But I was like, I told her I had to do my live and that we are going to get this done. But I wanted to kind of show everybody this. So, and then this afternoon, I'll be with Monica Morgan doing her show on how to write a book. So we'll go into all of that. But I want you guys to see the background of how I set up. Now, I'm going to tell you I'm a pantser. If you don't know what that is, that means that I literally open up a page and I start writing. But I slowly am trying to turn into a plantser where I'm trying to pre-plan what I plan on writing because it's all in my head. I just needed to get it out of my head and on paper. And as I get older, I'm finding out I can't always remember my points that I want to make, and now that I can get a grasp of how I can put the story down. Good morning, Wayne. Now I can put the story down. I am able to at least produce a really long, maybe about a one-page synopsis. And what I do is I keep most of mine, if you're watching my screen, I keep most of my ideas over in what's called Microsoft OneNote, and I'm able to pretty much come up with a story idea that will transcend the whole story. So as you can see, it's like now going on 105 stories. And up here, this is story idea number 105. And then I have like all of the things here that kind of help me with getting the story. So first, as you can see, well, I have it highlighted because I put it over in ChatGPT. So I have the synopsis up here, and then I had help breaking it down into all the arcs that I needed, and with the romance. And for this one, I'm using the snowflake method, and we can go into all of that later on. I'll probably talk about it on Monica Morgan's show, but I break it down into pretty much all of that, so then I can find out where I am, and then I put all of that over in ChatGPT, so then I can start finding things to promote. Now, what I did was I also put it over my notes here so you guys can see what we're gonna ask ChatGPT to help us do. So I already have, like I said, it over in ChatGPT to kind of help us. So what I did was, this is a story basically as a romance, dark, intrigue, suspense. I've already put, like, since I am a romance writer, you guys know I write erotica, so I already put the kink in there, which ChatGPT can't put in there because it has to be family friendly. But I have that on the side and side notes about the book. And then I also have like an erotic twist going on with it as well. So I can't put that in ChatGPT. So I have to leave the bad stuff out and put everything good in ChatGPT. So if you're a romance writer, you understand. Now there are programs like I think it's Pseudo-Write, where it does allow you to put erotic elements in there and then help you weave the story with it. But for ChatGPT, you can't do it. I'll get to your questions in just a second. So for the first thing we want ChatGPT is, we're going to ask it, is that from the above story, because I already put it over in ChatGPT, I want to add Kiera tries to convince Yasmin to get in Boyd's business. Okay, move that out of the way. And cause chaos just because she hates her brother and will drop the suit, but she's lying about it. So what I'm asking ChatGPT is to take the synopsis that I gave it and the breakdown of it, and we'll get to that in a second. If you guys have any questions of how I did this, then you'll know. So I've already signed into ChatGPT, and these are other things that I've used ChatGPT. Over here, it keeps a history over here, and then then I am going in, and I've already put all the stuff, like it's all up here, the synopsis and everything. all help me break down into where I can combine. Because first I'll write the suspense part, then I'll interweave the romance in there, and then it helps me put it all together and what chapters I should do it. So that's what I had asked ChatGPT to help me with. Now I am asking ChatGPT to help me. I want to add another subplot to the story, but I'm not sure where to add it. I know where I want to add it, but I'm going to show you how you can ask ChatGPT to help you add it. So like I said, I read that part from the above story. I want to add Kiera tries to convince Yasmin to get in Boyd's business and cause chaos. Because he has to get in Boyd's, because she does social media cleanup, social media business, and cause chaos just because she hates her brother and will drop the suit, but she's lying about it. So this is what I'm asking ChatGPT to help me with. So what it's going to do is that it's going to go back through what I have given it already, and then add the extra stuff in there. As you can see, it's literally helping me put in that extra subplot of the story, which is kind of cool because, well, I'm going to change some stuff, but but it does help me go back in and help me regenerate the story a little bit better, as you can see, which is kind of cool. And then what we're going to do is our next thing is to ask ChatGPT is help me write a powerful, I'm going to say powerful, spell that wrong, powerful SEO Amazon description for this dark, intriguing romance, thriller, obsessed, impossible love trope for readers that will attract James Patterson and Zane buyers. So we're going to just test this one out because I've never tested this one out. But this is what I wanted to try to help me do for this dark, using this synopsis, using this story synopsis and breakdown. So let's see what it comes up with. So the Amazon description is coming up with. So it says, step into a world where love, battles, adversity, and suspense takes center stage. From the author whose gripping story captivate James fans comes an intense, dark romance entwined in a thrilling roller coaster of a legal battle. Undying Scars chronicles the life of Yasmin, a resilient black woman scarred, but not just from an IP laser burn, but also the betrayal of her closest kin. Convinced to get rid of an old leg scars by her friends, her life takes a dramatic turn when the procedure goes awry, resulting in second-degree burns. The treatment center, owned by her cousin Kiera, becomes defended in a 5-year lawsuit that tests Yasmin's strength and resilience. Basically, it's retelling the synopsis that I gave it, but in a very nice, readable way that readers would enjoy reading and looking at. So this is kind of cool how it took I think it was, like I said, it was a whole page synopsis and have put in words that would draw readers. So it says, pressured into a corner by her cousin's manipulation, Yasmin is given harsh ultimatum: either drop the lawsuit or watch her Alzheimer's-stricken mother get moved to a cheaper senior citizen home. Yasmin's predicament worsens until an encounter with a mysterious stranger in a bar changes the course of her life. The stranger turns out to be Boyd, her estranged step-cousin, gives her a check for $100,000, no strings attached. This unexpected generosity sparks Yasmin's curiosity about Boyd, uncovering a tale of family deceit, greed, and an impending inheritance. What follows is an emotional journey packed with passionate encounters, shocking revelations, and an intense legal showdown. Yasmin finds herself entangled in an impossible love story with Boyd, pitted against her own blood in an effort to seek justice. Will Yasmin emerge victorious from her legal battle, or will she lose more than just her claim to justice? Can an improbable love survive amidst family deceit and financial battles? Undying Scars masterfully blends romance and suspense, delivering an electrifying narrative that readers will obsessively turn the pages until the early hours. For fans of compelling romance, heart-pounding suspense, and impossible love tropes, Undying Scars is the book you won't be able to put down. Experience Yasmin's battle for love, truth, and justice now. So, not only did it help me come up with a better way to tell what I'm trying to tell the story about, but it also gave promotional sentences in there, as you can see, to help to kind of encourage the reader to click now if they were reading this description on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Like I said, if you guys got any questions, please let me know. So next we're going to ask ChatGPT. Let's see. So I want it to give me 10 sensual, snarky taglines for my marketing and promotion efforts. From the and you can talk to it in conversational, actually, so it knows what we're talking about. From this synopsis and chapter breakdown. So I wanted to take again everything I just gave it, everything it just gave me, and see if it can give me 10 snarky taglines for romance readers. I'm going to say that and see what it gives me. And this is to help me with my promotional efforts, where I can just take these lines and put them in Canva, so to draw people to read the book. So there it says, explore where forbidden love battles life defeats scars, justice, passion, and 100,000 reasons to keep reading. Uncover the secrets of a night forgotten and a love impossible to ignore. Witness Yasmin's thrilling journey from a tragic past to an unexpected passion. Can a lawsuit ignite the spark of an unlikely romance? $100,000 secret, an unexpected lover, discover the scandalous truth. Family deceit, burning scars, and a love story that defies all odds. From a bar encounter to a passionate love saga. Dive into Yasmin's whirlwind romance. This thing made me want to put this on Kindle Vella and just go to town. Witness a lawsuit not only seeks justice but unravels a love like no other, and beware of family betrayal and a love story born from ashes of defeat. So now that we got our marketing effort, our synopsis, we are rolling. Okay, let me see if you guys put anything over in the comments, because if you guys got any questions, please go ahead, post away. I don't mind. I'll answer all and any questions. So the next thing we're going to ask ChatGPT is, oh, you can ask it to give you 10 more. That's one thing I wanted you guys to see. We can actually do that. So we can ask it, can you give me 10 more snarky taglines? And you don't even have to, you shouldn't have to repeat it, because this should be conversational. So it should already know, just like a human being. And that's bad to say, but it should already know what we're talking about and stay on the subject. So let's see if it does. And it gives us 10 extra more, and you can keep asking it, give me 10 more, give me 10 more. You can ask for snarky, for serious, for suspense, action, thriller, so forth and so on. You can keep going with this, and it'll keep coming up with more and more and more, so you can never run out of promotional ideas for your book. I can now do 20 days of promotions. I'll probably ask for 10 more, so I can have a whole month of promotions and be able to run that, and schedule that out, come up with some great pictures and promo over at Canva, and then just be able to push these sentences out into different promo posts. So now We are now going to tell it what the book is going to be called, but we want it to help us, even though it came up with another title. We wanted to come up with a great subtitle as well. And we're going to ask it for 5 suggestions um, to see. And like I said, since this is a conversation, it knows it should know what we're talking about. So I'm going to tell it what the book, I want the book to be called, and then, but I want a great title. Subtitle, can you give me 5 suggestions? And I'm just asking literally for its help. And that's what it's now doing, is giving me 5 different suggestions of what I could call it. And I can say, can you give me 5 more? Subtitles for action and romance readers. Let's just see what happens. Let's see if it'll come up with some nice ones. So as you can see, it came up with 5 different more ones to help you. This is my big figuring out how to write taglines that pull attention to my stories. Well, I hope that helped. I hope that helped. Now, like I said, I am using ChatGPT 4, and I believe ChatGPT 3 is free. And I don't think, because I have a pay version of this, it is giving me a lot more intellect, I guess I can say, because of that. So lastly, we're going to ask, what other tropes do you feel are in this book? Because sometimes I will write a book like I have done just now, where I don't know all the little tropes that I incorporate. It just, as an author or as a writer, I just write. I don't think about all of that. I just feel the story and go in the direction of the story. So I don't have all the know-how. Put it where it is, call a duck a duck. I don't have all the know-how to know, okay, I'm writing about enemies to lovers, or friends to lovers, or, long time old romances, or things that readers love to have in their stories. I'm just writing the story as I know it, as a pantser. So now I'm asking it for help in finding other tropes that I didn't know was in the story. So what are the tropes do you feel in this book? Synopsis and story breakdown. And so we're going to see if ChatGPT can find other tropes. And it says, based on the synopsis and story breakdown provided, several tropes can be identified, which are commonly used in various genres of literature, particularly in romance and thriller. Here are a few. So it's giving me a few of these, and it's going, like I said, this is conversational. So it's literally reading what we talked about and then coming back. And then, so I'm going to ask, do you see any more tropes from this? And I'm going to see, I'm just asking it, does it see any more tropes? So now it's going through and giving me even more tropes, deeper tropes that it sees in there. And this is kind of cool because I didn't know it was going to give me all of this. So, wow. Yes. So I hope that has been like a little bit helpful, a lot helpful. Oh, no, you missed a really good one. So we can go back through a little bit because I know this went kind of fast, and it probably, like, if you've never used ChatGPT, and I can put in how do you get in there? What is it? So most people just say ChatGPT. If you go in, and I believe it's openai.com, and then from there when you go there, you'll be able to log in. I believe so. Let me see. It's been so long since I logged in. Right. Um, you can actually use it on the desktop. I know now they have an iOS version. Um, and they're coming up with an Android version. So you can start from there and then go. You can also, and before we go back through and summarize, you can also use Bard. Bard is like ChatGPT, and Bard is Google's thing for ChatGPT. So you can just type in bard.google.com, and I'm gonna put that over in the chat so you guys can see that. If you have a Google account, you automatically are logged into Bard, and I can ask Bard to, I'm gonna get the synopsis that we had. Let's see. I'll get the synopsis again that we had given ChatGPT up here and see if Bard comes up with something different. So here we go. Bard does basically almost the same thing, except it takes a little longer to think. So you kind of gotta, you gotta kind of see if it can. So let me see. Can you help me write can you help me break down chapters for a romance suspense using the snowflake method? Using this synopsis. So let's see. Because since Bard is kind of like a new baby, you have to kind of talk to it in a lower grade tone. So once it gets more input, it will be able to help you out. But let's see if Bard can help us break this down as well. If you don't want to have to go in, let's see if Bard can help us think. Okay, well, Bard doesn't want to help us think. So let's see. Can Bard help us write a description? Can you help me write a SEO Amazon, let's say powerful SEO Amazon description for this synopsis. I always get that word wrong. Let's see if Bard can help us. Okay, well, Bard's not feeling very chatty today, I guess. Sometimes it does help. Let's see if Bard can help us get tropes. Can you help what tropes are in this synopsis? So let's see if we can find that. Okay, so Bard's not feeling very talkative today. Sometimes Bard does help. But Bard's not feeling very talkative, I guess. Yeah, so you have to kind of come up with your own way of saying or write it in there so they can help you. You have to then, for Bard, you have to kind of teach it. And I don't have time to go through on how to teach it. But you gotta kind of teach it in order to do it. So you have to start it off slow to know that. So first, you'd have to teach Bard the snowflake method to familiarize it Do you know the snowflake method of writing? So first you have to introduce it. Okay. Would you be able to help me break this synopsis down into the snowflake method? And let's see. See, you have to keep teaching it, unfortunately. So, because it's a newer base, unfortunately, but sometimes it does give me a lot of stuff. But today, Bard is not feeling very talkative. But going back, we're gonna synopsis what we did in our ChatGPT. So, and it does keep a running thing of what it did. So if we come back up here, what we did was from the story above where I had put the synopsis and arc breaks down, I added a subplot that I needed it to help me put in there. So what it did was it took the story that I had already given it and it input where I could put the subplot, a new subplot in there. I know it's going to be things I have to change up and everything. Because like I said, it can't do erotic content or really romantical content. I'm going to have to change up and put and add even more. But I know like it'll keep me on track to make sure I can get these chapters done. And I know the book won't be chapters. It won't be the 10 chapters it's suggesting. I know it's going to be longer. Especially with romance and suspense plots. I know it's going to be way longer. This is not going to be a novella, even though I'm going to try to make it into like a short book, but 75,000. The next thing we asked it was to help me write a powerful Amazon description for this dark, intriguing romance, and I kind of gave it like where I wanted it to go in terms of how I needed it to sound by referencing James Patterson and Zane. So it broke it down, and it literally broke down the synopsis that I put in there into a better sounding sentence. I love the last thing. Will Jasmine emerge victorious from the legal battle, or will she lose more than just her claim to justice? Can an improbable love survive amidst family deceit? Like I said, it inputted great promotional and marketing cues for readers to get them to click and buy the book, and that kind of helps me out because I do have problems writing out descriptions to books that of course I came up with, and I know that sounds crazy, but I do have a lot of problems doing that. So Bard is the baby version. Right, Bard is like the baby version that it still needs to be taught how to do things. So I do have a very hard time. I am terribly hungry right now for some reason. So the next thing I did ask it to do is give me 10 sensual, snarky taglines for my marketing promotion efforts from this synopsis and chapter breakdowns for romance readers. Now for ChatGPT, this is conversational, so it should be able to remember the conversation we were previously having and what story we're talking about, where I don't have to keep posting and pasting what we previously talked about. So it knows to go back, reread what we just talked about, and then give me what I want. So that's what it did. And then you can also ask it to give me 10 more snarky taglines. So like I said, you can build it up to 30. So you have 30 days of promotions literally right here in your hands. Take these sentences, get great work over in Canva, and post these to kind of entice readers to come and read the book. So even though it came up with its own title, I told it the book will be called Secrets, Lies, and Family Ties, but I need a great subtitle as well. Can you give me 5 suggestions? And it did. It gave me 5 great suggestions. I like the Secrets, Lies, and Family Ties, entangled in love's legal strife. And a tale of passion, power, and persuasion. I'm a fan of alliteration, so I might use that. I do. I might use that because this will be the second setup for Secrets, Lies, and Family Ties. So this will definitely. I love blood ties or love lines, the ultimate showdown. That's really good. So now, and I'm going into like my second biggest weakness is seeing what tropes that I have inside of the book. And even though I haven't fully written the book yet, I still have trouble like in my promotion efforts, and you guys know I sometimes write. I promote as I write. Or I'm writing the book and promoting it as well, and people are coming in and reading as I write. So I do forget like what tropes I'm bringing out in the story as a pantser because I'm not really thinking about that. Now, this might sound silly, but since it gives marketing hints, can ChatGPT give you an idea of the genre the book falls into? Well, let's ask it. We'll ask it in just a moment. Hold on. So this is the story breakdown. So it's giving me all these tropes. And I know Vanessa probably liked this. And then I said, do you see any more tropes from this? And it gave me even more tropes. So Wayne wants to ask it, can you, what basically, hold on, let me copy it. Let's ask it. Let's ask it, Wayne. Can you give me an idea of the genre this book falls into, and any, let's see if it'll, is it and also what categories I can set it up on Amazon. Let's see if it gives us that. So it says, from the synopsis, the book seems to fall primarily into the romance suspense genre. This genre is characterized by romance narratives infused with elements of thrill, danger, and suspense. It combines the intrigue of a thriller with an emotional journey of romance. However, given the extensive family drama, elements of legal drama, and the interplay of relationships, the book could also fall into several subgenres or related genres. When setting the book up on Amazon, you can select up to 2 categories. Well, now you can select up to 3, so this hasn't been updated. Given the elements of your book, you can consider the following categories: romantic suspense. This would be the primary category given the suspenseful storyline coupled with a strong romantic subplot. Mystery thrillers and suspense thrillers, legal, given the significant storyline around the lawsuit and the familiar manipulation. Additional categories you might consider based on the plot are literature and fiction, women's fiction, domestic life. This will cover the elements of Yasmin dealing with her domestic issues and family. And then romance, multicultural, and interracial, since the protagonist is a black woman and the love story is complex and filled with challenges. Remember that picking the right categories can help reach the right audiences, but the essence of the book should guide the final selection. The categories can be adjusted later if you find that another one might fit better. Did that help, Wayne? I know! Isn't that... Vanessa Isn't that amazing? And that's why I kind of wanted to do this. And we're going to wrap up. I kind of wanted to do this just so you guys can kind of see like how this can help you and how you guys need to sit in your chair and you can write and be able to just, get it done for this. So, If you guys want, you can just contact me, DM me, and I'll send you the link to this chat. I think I can send you the link to the chat GPT. I'll see about later, but so you guys can like get all the tags that I did, or I'll try to put this in a document. Yeah, I'll put it in a document of what I did to kind of get the prompts so you guys can kind of do it. Now, if I could get this thing to write my book and just let me take the credit. No, I'm not. No, you could just do it. This is giving you a pathway to help you write. So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you guys give out donations to me and say, hey, Sylvia, I love that. I would love you to do that. I'll give you guys a donation link. And I just wanted to kind of help you guys out because, yeah, you guys need a lot of help. I was like, I should do something that would kind of blow you guys' mind. And I was like, let me do this. This will probably take it to another level. And I know people are like, oh, I should have came. I should have came today. You can either use that one if you kind of enjoyed it today, or you can drop me so you can sit in your butt and do something. There's a free level and a paid level. Yes, there is. I can see. Let me see. Can I share the prompt links? Can you share these? Share a link to this chat. Let me see. Let me see. How do you do it? I don't know. Share a link to this chat. Copy link. Ta-da! Thank you, LaShonda. I forgot. You can. Here you go. There you guys can then go in there and then see the how I the prompt links that I did. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. I'll answer them throughout the day. And I hope this has been a lesson. Let me know what you think of it. Leave your comments in there. Let me know what you think of what I showed you. Let me know your thoughts on it. Or does it scare you even more? Or did that help? Are you feeling more receptive, or are you calling it the devil and throwing holy water on your computer as we speak? And I'm going to the Hustle and Grind. We're down at Franklin, or the Steve Soul Foods, across from the, I think it's across from the Steve Soul Food parking lot. Not the one on Grand River, old timers. We're talking about the one where they moved downtown on Franklin Street. So I hope to see you guys. And if you're in Detroit, and yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. So I hope this has been helpful. So you guys have a good night. I know it is. Okay, let me go rewrite and you finalize the video. Yeah, Vanessa, I want to hear exactly everything you have to say of everything I showed you. So I can't wait to hear your comments throughout the whole video. I want to, entertain me throughout the whole day as if we're talking one-on-one all over again. So yes, guys. I hope I've been helpful in this little ChatGPT quickie. And you guys have a great day. Have a good Saturday. Bye.